Welcome to The Explainer. All right, let's talk about SEO strategy for 2026 because, let's be real, AI is changing everything about the search game and we need to be ready.
Okay, let's just get right to it. The big question on everyone's mind. Is AI killing SEO? I mean, you see these AI overviews popping up, answering questions right there on the page. So, is our job over?
Well, the short answer, no. But it's definitely rebuilding it from the ground up. You know, the basics, helping people find stuff they need, that's not going away. But how we do it, that strategy has to change, like yesterday.
All right, let's dive in. To make sense of all this, to cut through the noise, we're going to use a really simple but super powerful framework. We're calling it the SEO Pyramid. This is your blueprint for 2026.
So, just like a real pyramid, our strategy has 3 layers. At the bottom, you've got your technical foundation. Can't build on shaky ground, right? Then comes the middle layer, your on-site content and the whole user experience. And at the very top, the peak, is your off-site authority and trust. The key thing to remember is that each layer supports the one on top of it. You can't skip a step.
Okay, so let's start at the bottom with layer 1, the technical foundation. We're starting here for a really simple reason. If your website is technically a mess, then all the other stuff you do, I'm talking about amazing content, brilliant PR, it's all gonna fall flat. It's just not gonna work.
And look, this isn't just about making some Google algorithm happy. It's about real people. A site that's slow or broken or just plain buggy, it's frustrating. People will just click away. And you better believe that search engines, whether they're the old school kind or the new AI ones, they notice that stuff.
And what's super interesting is how Google actually measures this stuff. They have these things called Core Web Vitals, and they are absolutely critical ranking factors now. You've got LCP, that's basically how fast does the main stuff load, then INP, which is all about how quickly does the site react when I click something, and finally CLS, which checks for that super annoying thing where the page jumps around while it's loading. Getting a good score on these, yeah, that's not optional anymore.
And it's not just about Core Web Vitals. A solid foundation also means ticking off these basic health checks. You need a secure site, that's the SSL, a clear architecture so people and search bots don't get lost. You gotta fix those broken links and 404 errors, and please have a backup plan. These aren't just old school SEO tips, they're crucial for AI search too. All right, foundation is solid. Let's move up to the middle of the pyramid. Content and experience. This is the heart of your whole strategy. It's what people and AI actually see and interact with. And honestly, this is where the biggest changes are happening right now. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old way was all about volume. How much traffic can we get? It was a numbers game. The 2026 focus is all about quality. We're shifting from just chasing traffic to attracting the right people, qualified leads. We're moving from just ranking for a keyword to actually satisfying the user's intent behind that keyword. And it's not about getting clicks anymore, it's about driving real conversions for the business. Think about it. AI is getting really good at answering the simple questions. So your content, it has to go deeper. It has to provide real value that an AI snapshot can't. The goal now is to become the trusted source in your space. You want to be the place people go when the quick AI answer just isn't cutting it.
So how do you actually do that? How do you focus on what the user wants? It's all about a simple keyword mapping process. First, you figure out what your audience is actually searching for. Then, you group those keywords based on what they're trying to do. Are they just learning? Are they comparing products? Are they ready to buy? And finally, you match each of those groups to the perfect page on your site that gives them exactly what they need. Simple as that.
And here we are, at the top, the peak of the pyramid, layer 3, off-site authority. You've got a technically sound site, you've got amazing content. Now it's time to prove to the whole internet that you're the real deal. This is all about building credibility and trust.
And this is a really crucial point. For a long time, we called this link building. We need to stop that. The focus has totally evolved. It's not about just getting links anymore, it's about genuine authority building. Why? Because AI engines are smart. They get context. A simple link is just one tiny piece of a much, much bigger picture now. So what actually works to build authority in 2026? We're talking about things like digital PR, getting your name in real, newsworthy articles. Brand mentions matter, even without a link, because AI can understand the context. Guest posting on other reputable sites in your field. Getting referenced by other experts. And of course, getting tons of positive reviews. All these things scream to search engines that you're a trustworthy voice in your industry. Okay, and a quick word on what to stop doing, like right now. If you are still buying low-quality, irrelevant backlinks, please stop. Just stop. It will have zero positive effect, and honestly, it's more likely to hurt your site's reputation and maybe even get you penalized. It's just not worth it. Okay, so there you have it. We've built our pyramid. We've got our foundation, our content, our authority. Now for the payoff. Let's tie it all together and see how this whole strategy sets you up to win in the new AI era. You're going to start hearing a new acronym a lot, GEO. It stands for Generative Engine Optimization, and it's exactly what it sounds like, the practice of optimizing your brand and your content so that you show up in those AI-generated answers, whether it's in ChatGPT or Google's AI results or whatever comes next. But here's the really good news. You don't have to throw everything out and start over. You don't need a whole separate strategy for this. Even Google's own people have said it loud and clear. Good SEO is good GEO. They're two sides of the same coin.
And that brings us right back to our pyramid. That strategy we just walked through, that is your GEO strategy. A technically solid site, packed with amazing content that actually helps people, and backed up by real-world authority. That is exactly what these new AI models are looking for. It's what they're built to reward. So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this question. Is your website just optimized, or is it truly authoritative? Because that's the real mindset shift for 2026. It's not about stuffing keywords onto a page anymore. It's about building a brand that people and AI genuinely trust. That's how you win. Not just now, but in the future of search, whatever it looks like.